You can pick up some Sideserf Cake Studio merch at shop.sideserfcakes.com. Your friends will ask, what's Sideserf Cake Studio? And you can say, oh, let me show you. Natalie Sideserf here of Sideserf Cake Studio, and I'm going to show you how I made a clown mask cake. This mask is from the movie KLOWNS from Outer Space, and I got it from my nearest Halloween shop so that I could use it as a reference for this cake. Now I chose it because I think that it actually looks a lot like the masks in the movie. Not like that Beetlejuice mask that I saw at the store. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice? No one's gonna know who the heck that is. I'm going for a deflated look for this mask. So nobody's wearing it, it's just plopped down on the table for future use. So I carved the cake into a blob, and then I covered it in a layer of green buttercream. How do you guys feel about clowns? I know that there's a lot of people out there that are incredibly scared of them. Personally, I don't mind clowns. I am far more terrified of my cake sitting in the hot, hot sun. Rectus, Dominus. I rolled out some ivory modeling chocolate, and now I'll place it onto the cake and start sculpting all the details. KLOWNS from Outer Space is a science fiction horror movie that was released in 1988. It is about killer clowns who happen to be aliens. A strange glowing object falls to Earth, so people go into the woods to check it out, naturally, and they find this large circus tent. And that circus tent happens to be the clown's spaceship. The clowns end up going after humans using some pretty goofy means. They have these dangerous yet unassuming clown-like weapons, like acid pies and popcorn bazookas. My favorite thing about the clowns is that they trap their victims in cotton candy cocoons.
Nobody stores cotton candy like this.
What are you talking about? Of course it is. Look.
Damn!
I know this all sounds pretty comical, and it is. I would definitely consider this a dark comedy, but there are actually a few scenes that are a bit creepy. In fact, KLOWNS from Outer Space was made into an attraction at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. That was back in 2018 and 19, and overall, people found it to be really scary. I think the sheer size of the clowns accounts for a lot of that fear. Like, they are really big. Except for the clown named Shorty. He's short. The cake is sculpted, so now it's time to paint. Painting this is weird. Like, not because it's a horrifying clown, but because I want to paint it in a way that's slightly messy, which is really, really hard for me. I want it to look like a mass-produced mask, not a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork. So the paint is just a little sloppy and it's very flat. So there's no layering of color, no depth, just really bright, solid colors. KLOWNS from Outer Space is written, directed, and produced by a trio of siblings. They are known as the Kyoto brothers. After this movie, the brothers went on to do special effects in movies like Critters, Team America, and Ernest Scared Stupid. Do you guys remember Ernest? Or have you ever even heard of Ernest?
How about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?
So Ernest was a popular character in the 80s and the 90s, and Ernest Scared Stupid came out 3 years after KLOWNS from Outer Space. So to save a little time and money, the Kyoto brothers repurposed a couple of the Killer Clowns masks to create troll characters in Ernest Scared Stupid. It's so fun to compare the side by side. Like, the actual physical art and props in movies back then was so fun. I absolutely love it. And I miss it. I've think it would be really cool to create special effects one of these days. I think I could do it. You know how earlier I said the clowns trap their victims in cotton candy cocoons? Well, I'm going to reference that and use cotton candy to create the hair on this edible mask. So working with cotton candy is really difficult, mostly because you have to be really quick. Because after about 15 minutes out of the package, moisture in the air starts to shrivel up that cotton candy, so it doesn't last very long. I ended up eating a lot of this cotton candy. I forgot that it's good. There's no way I'm gonna like this. It's just a big ball of sugar. And then I found myself eating it and then sneaking more bites, and then I ate a lot of it. I ate a lot of that pink cotton candy. And there you have it, a Killer Clowns from Outer Space mask cake. I love this. It's a nice change of pace to create something that's a little bit Halloween-like. And don't forget, you can get yourself some fall-time merch at shop.sideserfcakes.com. Now let's cut the cake. I feel like everyone is totally fine with me cutting this cake. Go ahead, you can destroy that one, Natalie. Please like this video if you like it, and subscribe to this channel for a brand new cake every week. I'll see you next week for another cake